My journey has started with adversities. I was 8 years old when the partition between India and Pakistan happened. For no fault of ours, we became refugees in our own country. My father was a very well-to-do landlord in Pakistan, had a very luxurious lifestyle. So overnight, from having a life full of fun and luxury, we became refugees in India. So I came to Dubai in '66. Dubai was considered as a hardship area. When the Europeans came here, they demanded a hardship allowance. Dubai was the only free port in the area, number one. Number two, they had just found oil in Abu Dhabi. I was very ambitious, over-ambitious, I would say, maybe a little greedy also. In 1981, I was sitting in New York and I received news that Iraq-Iran war has broken out and one of our sites is bombed. Khomeini had to start the war. The first bomb fell on our site. In 2007, the world economy was at its peak. So I decided to take a backseat. So I called in the second generation. I said, look here, take over. 2008, September, Lehman Brothers went bust. The world was in a crisis. Dubai was in a crisis. So I was sitting in London enjoying my holiday, September. I was sitting with HSBC and they said, Lehman Brothers is bust. So they told me this is the beginning of the end. Please do something. You go back. So I got my job back.
Mr. Valrani, it's an extraordinary honor and a pleasure for me to be sitting here with you today. I know a lot about you, but I can't wait to learn directly from you about your story and how you got to where you are. You've had crazy success building one of the most impressive businesses out of Dubai and to the rest of the world. You have a phenomenal family, amongst which are a few of my really close friends. And you obviously do a lot for the community too. And so today I'd love to learn about your journey. And it feels to me that in many ways, your journey is the Dubai dream come true. And I'd love to start off by understanding how you ended up in Dubai.
Thank you, Rabea.
It's a pleasure.
My journey has started with adversities.
Best way to start a journey.
Yeah. I was 8 years old when the partition between India and Pakistan happened. For no fault of ours, we became refugees in our own country. My father was a very well-to-do landlord in Pakistan, had a very luxurious lifestyle. So overnight, from having a life full of fun and luxury, we became refugees in India. We had to migrate to India overnight.
And you recall that migration?
I do recall. Because my father was well-to-do at that time, but he had to leave all his assets behind. And we were able to, he did make our life comfortable. We were able to charter a flight and he put all the family and said, get out, So we came down to India in a place called Gujarat. And my father had to start life all over again, see. So...
And you were 8 years old at the time.
I was 8 years old. My parents, especially my mother, was very ambitious. She did not lose hope. And she made sure that we all are well educated. And my father started work. He enjoyed his work for about many years, 10, 12, 15 years. I saw him work 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
And he was building from scratch
From scratch, all from scratch. So during my holidays, I used to go along with him, tag along with him. I used to enjoy, see how he's working. And of course, he used to take me to the plant. I was, I think, around 12 years old that time. And I used to do odd jobs, but I just listened to him. That was the beginning of my entrepreneurship journey.
And had he changed the type of work he did? So when he moved from Pakistan?
Yes, he had no choice. he built up a cold storage, and then he used to store and started trading. So he built up from there.
Okay. And so you're in Gujarat now. You're seeing your father work day and night building from scratch again.
Yeah. I did my schooling in between 3-4 years. I went to a boarding school. Did my school in good schools. I was well educated, and then did my what we call there the Bachelor of Commerce, Baytcom, which is like undergrad from the university in Baroda. And then what I did, I said I got a job in Hong Kong.
How do you go from
Gujarat.
Gujarat to Hong Kong?
Yeah. So I had relatives in Hong Kong, and they got me a job. So I flew off to Hong Kong.
Amazing.
And
as a 20-year-old at this stage, 21 years old?
21-year-old, you see. At that time, it was a good salary for a bachelor, 220 Hong Kong dollars, plus lodging and boarding. And then I stayed 2 years there, then 6 months in Japan. And
with
then,
the same company?
With the same company. And then I came down to Bombay, got an opportunity to come to Dubai, 1966.
And so Dubai was probably...
The total population of UAE was 300,000 people.
Of which Dubai was probably 40, 50,000.
Maybe 100,000. See? So I came to Dubai in 66, I think before you were born.
Yeah, before I was born.
So before you were born. And why did I come to Dubai?
Yeah.
Dubai was considered as a hardship area. When the Europeans came here, they demanded a hardship allowance. Now they're eager to come, but in those days they demanded a hardship allowance. So why did I come to Dubai? Dubai happened to, after Goa and Pondicherry was taken over by India, and Gwadar and Pakistan and Aden was finished, Dubai was the only free port in the area, number one. Number two, they had just found oil in Abu Dhabi.
Right at the start of the journey.
Right at the start of the journey. So this is the place I should go. And
can you paint a picture of what Dubai was like in the 60s? So beyond the fact that the population was much smaller, were you all living around the creek? Were there air conditions?
All around the creek. And coming here was an effort to cross the desert. You see.
Yeah.
And going to Abu Dhabi, we had to go from the beach. So this is why I came to Dubai. It is very important. Money was very important to me. Yeah. I wanted to make money at any cost. And I wanted to get into a hardship area.
And you felt you'd make more money in Dubai just because you'd get a hardship allowance? Or what made you feel that?
Not only an allowance, but I knew that anybody who was educated, like me, I did my bachelor's, would not come to Dubai.
Yeah.
So there were very few graduates in the whole town. Dubai was full of opportunities. UAE just started, was full of opportunities. I mean, you could just do what you want. So this is how my journey to Dubai.
And what was your first job in Dubai?
I was given, I had a job. I landed in Dubai with $7.50 in my pocket and a job with my uncle. And it was a small operation dealing in imported goods from various places and reselling and selling to various merchants from all over the Gulf. So this was my first job.
And I'd love to sort of really fast forward so that the people listening to this can contrast the $7.50. Maybe you can tell us a bit about what the Shirawi Group is today. How many businesses are under it? How many people? Because that sort of helps exemplify how far you've moved in such
Today
a short
we have
time.
about 14,000 employees. And we are into about 45 different companies, basically focused on the Gulf. Now looking to even export to USA because of the tariffs in our favor.
Uh-huh.
So it has been a journey, and in between there have been many pitfalls. many pitfalls. This is an interesting story, you see. We had offices all over the world, Far East, Japan, Korea, Hong Kong, all over UAE, all over Oman, Saudi Arabia, Geneva, UK, Nigeria, Lagos, Wari. We were all over. And I was very ambitious, over-ambitious, I would say, maybe a little greedy also. So in 1981, I was sitting in New York in a hospital, Sloan Kettering Hospital, I remember, for my uncle's treatment. And I received news that Iraq-Iran war has broken out and one of our sites is bombed. So Khomeini had to start the war. The first bomb fell on our site.
That's crazy. In Basra or somewhere near
Basra. Basra.
Amazing.
And 10 people died. 5,000 people refused to work. They said, we want to go back home. They wanted to live. I don't blame them. And the oil prices from $23 fell to $9.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had businesses in all oil-producing countries. They refused to pay.
Everyone just
Either delayed or did not pay. Iraq, forget it. So, and you know the banks. They said, we want our money back.
Yeah, as soon as they see trouble.
No, they said, it's raining, you won't have the umbrella.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. But anyway, we did not give up. So starting from 1981 to 86, we reached negative net worth. And you understand by negative net worth.
Yeah, and in this part of the world, particularly at that time.
At that time, there was no bankruptcy law.
Yeah.
See,
Scary.
negative net worth. So one of the most important decisions of my life was in 86 with having a negative net worth. Shall I stay or shall I skip town?
Yeah. And most people back then were skipping town as soon as...
All my friends advised me to skip town. My good friends, well-wishers. They said, you are crazy to stay here.
Because the likelihood is you'd end up in jail and definitely banned from travel at the very least.
Yes. I decided to stay. As you said, worst case was you go to jail. I said, okay. If losing money is a crime, I go to jail. And so our second phase of life started from negative net worth in 86, not in 66 when I came. Between 66 to 88, whatever was built was finished.
Which makes your story even more phenomenal because that means you built it twice, essentially from scratch.
So 88, we had a negative net worth. So from 88 to 96, 97, we had to work to make the balance sheet into positive. In between, Saddam decided to swallow Kuwait. Kuwait is mine, 1991.
I lived there. I
lived
was there.
You were there, okay. There was a panic in UAE. They thought now Saddam will come to UAE. Next is Dubai. And they used to say, Iraqis used to say, we are coming.
Yeah.
But my partner, Abdullah al-Shirawi, he was dynamic, very courageous. He said, Mohan, if Saddam will defeat the world, all the navies in between, and come to Dubai, we'll work for him. we deserved it. I mean, we'll have a good boss because he has defeated the whole world. So we stayed on. Dubai had become a ghost town in those days.
Most people got their families out when they could.
Families out. Some people left. Employees left.
Yeah.
But me and my partner, we decided we'll stay on.
Can I go backwards in time a bit and talk about how did that partnership start? How did you and Mr. Shirawi form what is now the Shirawi Group?
Dubai, as you know, was a small village. I mean, maybe a slightly bigger village. And his office was just opposite my office on the way side near the creek. We became friends. We started business. And
Are you of the same generation?
yes, he's about 4 years elder to me.
Okay.
So this is how the journey began. And then we started.
And that's quite unique even at that time, where you
Yes.
have a partnership
Yes,
of
very
a
unique.
local family together with a non-local family
Yes.
coming together.
Yeah.
And perhaps you can share the why. Why did you partner? I mean,
I became friends with him. He was, I found him very ethical and a good human being.
amazing.
So I said, this is it. I mean, I don't have to, we were not looking for a partner. It was a family concern. Ours was a family concern. But then gradually I became so friendly that we started the partnership and we grew. But we diverted out of the sundry businesses and textiles and all that.
And that was the first business. It was textiles to begin with.
Yeah, textiles and sundry. And then we diverted into construction related businesses, industries. We gradually went because the opportunity, because of oil, there was construction, there was growth. So
you studied commerce,
yeah,
and over the decades, you've built dozens of different businesses in different industries. That's very rare. Most entrepreneurs build a single successful business in their life. How do you ideate which business to get into? And then given that your expertise isn't all of these things, how do you build them into successes? So how do you go from doing textiles and sundry to construction? These two worlds seem worlds apart. And I'd love to understand that journey.
in UAE, in those days in UAE, Dubai needed everything. There was no question of putting up a major industry. You had to go for small and medium scale industries. So anything construction related, we went into.
And so you'd see a tender and say, I'm going to bid for it, even though you've never done a construction project before.
Yeah. So we got joint ventures, people from India who were willing to be our partners. We got them here. We got the expertise, whether in air conditioning, manufacturing, or construction, or heavy equipment, or packaging, printing, or logistics.
And so you're partnering with people for a specific
Yes.
goal. Partnerships are notoriously hard to make into successes, right? Because so what is it about your formula that worked, or how did you approach it? So as you looked at printing presses or construction or trucks at some point, we were talking just a bit ago about you also had a pasta factory. I mean, these are so unrelated.
We got joint ventures, but over the period, all our joint venture partners, we bought them out.
Okay.
Once we got the know-how,
Yeah.
we gave them a golden handshake, and we were able to purchase their share.
Right.
So we had the technical expertise, and we had the company.
And would you typically, in those joint ventures, would you take their teams with the golden handshake, or were you building teams alongside that foreign expertise and those teams were willing to take on? Because ultimately, for the success of a business, you need the people in it.
We'll take over the team.
You take over the team.
For sure.
And so when you think about what's made so many of your businesses such great successes, is it about picking the right business? Is it about picking the right people? Is it about picking the right partners? How do you, what's the formula for building out?
Well, as I told you that in 1986, we were negative net worth, right? So when the ship is sinking, people like to jump, they like to go. So especially the wrecks, they are the first one to get out of the ship.
Yeah.
So quite a few of our executives left. But fortunately for us, the family came in. My 3 sons, Abdullah's sons, 4, 5 sons, they all gradually came in. They finished their education and they came in. So that was a great help because although they were not experienced,
You had loyal people.
I had the experience, but I needed people. I needed people who are loyal, and they knew, all of them, all 8 of them, they knew that they have got skin in the game. They have to make this company work.
Yeah.
So automatically, I suddenly got a team of family and all well-educated,
Extraordinary.
extraordinary. And so I got a team. Suddenly I got a team to my rescue. So that really helped. That really helped.
And then when you did get that team, how did you assign them to the various fires that you had to put out or the various opportunities that you were to pursue? Was it they'd volunteer or you'd, based on what you felt their strengths were, would send them a certain way?
Based on what their strengths were. And I mean, they had no strength because they came from university.
Yeah.
So one does not know. And we had the group divided into 7 verticals. So as
Which
they
are
came,
what, if you don't mind me asking, what were the 7 verticals?
Okay, one is, okay, let me start with your friend, Naveen. He has 6, 7 industries,
Yeah.
construction related, education, now education under him.
Amazing.
Then Sumit, he is into manufacturing of various equipment, road equipment, oil field equipment.
Yeah.
And then Kabir, he's into plastics and oil field services.
It's so impressive how diversified you are. Just in the very mentioning of them, it's...
Then Mohammed is into packaging, printing, big into packaging now.
yeah.
And then Khalid is into logistics, global logistics. Hisham is into professional equipment. We used to have a franchise for electronics and all that. And Thani is into heavy equipment, Scania, the thing.
When you get into a business, are you thinking in terms of, I want to be number one in the market in this particular segment? Or are you thinking this is a good opportunity to make some profit and let's see how long we last? I feel increasingly businesses nowadays, when they start, they're of a mindset of winner takes all and they want to be the first in their marketplace.
I focus on making sure that the businesses are well established and resilient, able to face any crisis. After 86, I have been more cautious in the sense that making sure that any business we do is resilient.
So it's less about being number one in market share, but about a business that can last and build.
What is the use of being number one and not making money or having a business which is not profitable?
Yeah.
It doesn't...
in today's world, I guess in the world of the internet, people are accustomed to going for number one market share, even when they lose a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, there are startups who say that for the next 5 years, we lose money.
Yeah. And your philosophy, typically, when you do get into a new business, how soon do you want to be making money? And how do you measure that this is actually a resilient, successful business?
Well, now, since we have established businesses, suppose we add...
a new line.
A new line or more machinery or more capacity. It's very simple. It's very basic. What is the payback period?
Yeah.
How many years will I get my money back?
And for you, what is a good answer to that question? Is that a year? Is that 5 years? Is that 10 years? At what point do you say this is too long of a payback period? I'm not interested.
There are always opportunities when you have established business. There are always opportunities. Say I buy a machine of $1 million. I already have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
So sometimes the payback period is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
You have to just keep on adding.
You mentioned both the Shirawi children as well as the Valrani children coming into the business at exactly the right time and really helping propel your next round of success. When you were initially starting your business, did you have a vision of it being a multi-generational business? Was that something you felt was important, or was your thinking back then, I want to produce enough cash flow so my kids are well off and then they can do whatever they want in their lives?
No, it was very important to have a business where they should have the option of employment. But I would say me and my partner, Abdullah, needed the second generation more than they needed us.
I love that. Yeah.
You see, especially after 86, we were short of people. And second generation coming into the business was a great help.
Yeah. How has your role in the business and your initial founder, Mr. Shirawi's, changed over time? So, and I'd be interested to know, did you ever think of yourself as, are you an operator? Are you an investor? When you think about your businesses, are you an active board member? And I'm sure over the years it's changed, but...
Well, my title was the managing director, but in 2007, the world economy was at its peak, right? Yeah. So I decided to take a back seat. So I called in the second generation. I said, look here, take over.
And that was an overnight type of...
Not overnight.
Yeah.
It was a process. Take over. So they said, fine. And I created a board for them. I said, now first you try to give me a plan as to how you want to take charge and manage the group. 2008, September, Lehman Brothers went bust, right? The world was in a crisis.
Yeah.
Dubai was in a crisis. So I was sitting in London enjoying my holiday, September, and suddenly I was sitting with HSBC and they said, Lehman Brothers is bust. So they told me this is the beginning of the end. Please do something. You go back. So I got my job back. So I came, and after the 1986 crisis...
And were banks taking away facilities at that time? Was it crisis mode?
By that time, we had a strong balance sheet.
Okay, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. By that time, we had a strong balance sheet. So I came back, and we were financially strong. So I said, I got everybody together, and I told them, what is the stock levels you have? They said, in those days, they said, we have 2008. They said, we have about 900 billion dirhams. I said, fine.
900 million?
Dirhams.
Yeah.
In 2008.
Wow.
So I said, okay, fine. I want all the stock converted into cash in 3 months. But they said, you will lose. I said, how much? They said, at least 150 million. I said, fine. Approved. Convert everything into cash. So they went all out, converted 80-90% of the goods into cash. We cleared all our loans and we had spare cash. And I used to phone every manager every week, how much have you lost? Because if you don't lose, you don't sell.
Yeah.
So how much have you lost, not how much have you made? And when I was paying the banks back, banks said, look here, everybody's taking money and not returning. Why are you doing this? I said, don't worry, you take the money, I know you'll give it back to me. So for us, 2008 was a cakewalk after 1986.
Yeah. You had already had your trial by fire.
By fire, already.
And you knew how important cash was, and you wanted to ensure that it was close at hand.
Very true, true. So this is the story of 2008. And then 2009, beginning of 2010, I went back, took a back seat. And everything was, again, flying back.
Yeah. But as a managing director or managing partner, when you have so many businesses under your belt, what does managing that look like? I mean, I have a difficult time even understanding. Is that you'd have under each of the separate businesses a different general manager?
Yes. And every business has professional managers below them. Every vertical.
And would you bring them to you, or you'd spend your time visiting one business after the other at different days just to get a feel? Or was it mainly looking at the numbers and you didn't need to be physically in the business?
Even now, of course, I've taken a back seat, but still my role as a mentor, sometimes they do call me, sometimes I do visit them. I need only 2 or 3 informations which I get on a text message. Daily, there's information, total liability. So I know this is the liability and cost of borrowing funds. I want only this information. When the liability goes up or down, I ask a question. Why? And then on a monthly report, I get a text message from all the verticals, profit for the month, PLL, just simple, profit, profit, up to date, year to date, profit year to date, and budget. I just get 3 figures,
Amazing.
nothing else.
And with
I don't need
that,
any.
that's all you
That's
need.
all I
It's
need.
those 3 simple things, and
simple,
you can.
simple.
And then let's talk a bit about when it's time to act. So let's not talk about the performing businesses. Let's talk about the non-performing businesses. Suddenly my liabilities are going up. I'm not performing to budget, and my profit year to date has suddenly turned into a loss. What's your course of action? Am I, as CEO, fired overnight? I mean, how do you rectify, particularly if you've got so many different verticals and industries?
Of course, at the moment, as we speak, the board is very efficient and very qualified to deal with that. But what I did in the past and what I used to do, I used to sit in the car and go to that particular company and spend time with them.
Okay. So you go dig where the trouble is.
Not ask for reports and all that, for information reports, why, and or not tell people internal audit to go and have a look and all that. That's all okay. But I would go there to that company and sit with them. What is the issue? What is the problem? How we can turn around the business?
Yeah.
So it's very important. It was very important for me to get involved, not only through emails and information, but to go there and sit with them.
I love it. And
meet the team.
And then from the team, you understand what the rectification actions are.
Action to be taken.
Yeah.
Like a checklist of what is to be done.
And when is it time to change a manager versus drop the business? So, for example, over the years, you've built great businesses, but I'm sure you've also shut down some businesses.
Oh, quite a few.
How do you know when it's time to shut down a business versus just change the manager of the business?
Well, everybody has a budget, and if he is not performing, he has to give a reason why.
Yeah.
If the reason is justified, it's okay. But if there's some other reason, then he has to change. I mean, managers have to change. But to be honest, we don't change often. Our staff turnover ratio is hardly anything.
Yeah.
It's minimal. I believe in upskilling and reskilling the staff rather than trying to change them. That is more important.
So you've done 2 things. You've done a tremendous number of things that are extraordinary. But if you went to any business school, I think 2 things they say is really difficult to maintain is to build a business that survives multiple generations. And currently you have the 3rd generation coming into the business. Yeah. And I know some of this 3rd generation, and they're super impressive. And you've got a multi-family business also. So it's tough enough doing multi-generational with a single family, but when you're having to do it with 2 families, I think the level of complexity increases tremendously. What are the secrets for success? What have you done where others have failed to keep this as successful as it's been?
The main thing is transparency. Any shareholder, any CEO, any director has a right to ask any questions. They can just refer to the finance department or whatever information they want. Everything is transparent. So when there is transparency, everything is very ethical. But anything wrong you do is highlighted. So transparency is very important.
And for transparency, how often, what is the frequency of communication? So when you were thinking the early years with you and Mr. Shirawi, were you sitting on the same desk or calling each other every day?
No, we used to, our cabin was opposite each other in those days, but now, of course, everything is
Yeah.
grown. So it's very important to be transparent. I'll tell you the level of transparency. We have a portal where all the information about the entire group is put in, financial, everything. And the banks are given a password. You want to know anything about the Shirawi Group? This is the password, visit the portal.
Amazing.
All information, same information is given to all the banks, all the financial institutions.
So everyone knows exactly where they are.
To go a step ahead, transparency helps. Me in my personal life, say my wills, my trust and everything, is transparent. All my 3 boys, my wife doesn't want to know. She said, as long as I have my good lifestyle, I don't care. But all the 3 boys, they have read the copies of the will. They know the trust. In my trust, they are the beneficiaries and they are the trustees.
Amazing.
Never happens.
Yeah.
Trustees are all some lawyers or somebody. You see, and they don't have to wait. You see in the English movies, when somebody dies, they open the will, they read the will.
It's a surprise for them. Yeah.
No surprise.
That's great.
They all have a copy of the will. They all have a copy of the trust. They know everything.
Yeah. And that type of radical, and I'll call it radical transparency because in most organizations, it's not that transparent. Did that take time to evolve, or that was the philosophy of the business from day one? Is that here are cards?
Day one. I decided that if I have to remain in partnership for long, you have to be transparent.
Yeah.
If my partner wants some information, he won't ask me. He'll ask somebody else.
Yeah.
If I need any information, I'll ask somebody else. You don't have to refer to each other. The book is an open book.
Amazing.
Open book.
And over the years, I imagine you've had difficult conversations, whether it's with your own kids or whether it's with your partners.
Yeah.
And to what extent are those difficult conversations taken into a side room or a back room versus allowed to exist within the group as a whole too?
If it can be sorted out in a side room, nothing like it.
Yeah.
If a group is needed, once in a blue moon, say if there is an outgoing shareholder, so then naturally you got to meet and you got to this thing. Even the exit policy, you cannot force anybody to stay forever. If somebody wants to leave, you leave. And the exit policy is very clean and very clear.
And are these things that you decided early on you had to set the rules for, and you thought about different contingencies and wrote the rules, or were they tested over time where one partner decided I wanted to exit and then you started building the rules on a per need basis?
No. We knew what we wanted, but we needed professional advice.
Okay.
So PwC came in.
Great.
They interacted with the second generation, not with me. I decided, you all decide how you are going to manage now and in the future. What is needed for the third generation should be decided by you and not by me.
Yeah.
So I delegated the responsibility of the third generation to them. And with PwC and them, they have now a policy for the third generation, for the fourth generation, and so on.
And so as we talk about generations, obviously, public markets are evolving a lot. Public markets in the UAE are evolving. Many families at some point see going public as an option to institutionalize the business and to allow family members to come in and out seamlessly. What are your thoughts about going public? I mean, you guys are obviously the size and the profitability where you could have gone public many times over, but have chosen not to.
I always believe that debt is cheaper
than equity.
Right? So, and our balance sheet is very strong.
Yeah.
We almost borrow at Interbank. And so Why should you go public? Because you need the money. We don't need the money.
Yeah.
It's an extremely healthy balance sheet.
Yeah.
So going public and then you are answerable. You don't think medium term and long term.
Or is doing short term for the next
Short
quarter's
term,
reporting.
next
Yeah.
quarter. And Dubai is a small place. I cannot be sitting in a mall and watching a movie and somebody says, I've lost money in your company.
Yeah, the stock market is.
What do you think about
Yeah.
your share price?
Yeah.
You see? So there's no need. If the need arises, if you have a reason, by all means.
Mr. Valrani, you've built an amazing business empire and a wonderful family, obviously. You're still building businesses. I know
Yeah.
Naveen tells me how passionate you are about education and how that was something you rolled up your sleeve and really wanted to do. Tell me a bit about your motivation and how you keep so energized to continue to build. So what is it that drives you?
As I told you, you asked me when I came in, I said first 3-4 hours are for me time. And I practice yoga, I practice meditation. That really keeps me motivated, even at this age, to face any disturbances, and I just enjoy working.
Yeah.
It's not after you have made the money. You have to decide. You have to have a motivation. The process of money making becomes routine. But what you do with that money is very important.
And so for you, what is that motivation? What is it that you'd like to do with that money? And what is it? So the meditation seems like a great way to stay balanced and happy. The time on your own is obviously a great way to almost reward yourself for having worked so many years. But you're still working.
Yeah.
You're still pushing hard.
I don't know what I would do if I don't work.
Yeah.
The best way to be happy is by giving.
Yeah.
You can give part of your wealth, or you can give of yourself. But if you don't have the time, you can at least give good wishes. You can pray for somebody. And the easiest and the best thing for giving is forgiving. It's free.
Yeah.
Because when you forgive, you don't have any hatred for anybody and you are a relaxed person. You don't have to take revenge.
I love that.
But still, people find it very difficult to forgive. I don't know why. But it's free of cost.
Yeah. And it gives the giver as much as it gives the receiver, right? Because it makes you more at peace with yourself when you forgive. You don't have that inside you anymore.
Yeah, everybody has a different way of celebrating. It's not that everybody has different viewpoints. But after the age of 70, I decided, I don't want to brag, I decided that every year I'll celebrate my birthday at the Rashid Pediatric Center, donate them a check. And then since last 5-6 years, I adopt a school somewhere in Africa. I adopted this year on 30th September, I adopted a school in Africa, Senegal, in Nepal, these small countries. I adopt a school.
Brilliant.
Through Dubai Cares, of course. So this is my routine as far as my birthday is concerned. This is how I celebrate. I enjoy doing it.
So building a business is a lot about the meaning of today, right? It's about having something to do. It's about connections with people. You've already built so much. And do you think about legacy? And when you think about legacy, that what do I, as Mohan, want to be remembered by? Is it the business? Is it the children? Is it the giving? Is it all three of them? Is there something else that's really, for you at this stage of your life, the thing that you really are focused on?
I would like to reply this question with a question.
Yeah.
Why do I want to be remembered?
Yeah. So So legacy isn't important.
Isn't important. You do what is right.
Yeah.
You do what makes you happy.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's
You don't have to work to be remembered.
yeah.
I don't have to build schools or adopt schools to be remembered.
If you look at your journey, you mentioned one of the big mistakes at some point in your career was you overexpanded.
Yes.
You used the words that maybe I was too ambitious, maybe I was a bit greedy.
Yes, sir.
And obviously when the tide turned, that left you exposed.
Yeah.
When you look back at this spectacular career, are there other sort of big mistakes that in hindsight you've learned from, and we can share as words of wisdom of things not to do as someone's pursuing their journey?
Mistakes, maybe I must have done plenty of mistakes, but this was a major which took the group almost into bankruptcy. And yes, I think at times I have been overambitious. In those days, I did not try to create a company, in words of Nassim, anti-fragile. So
Yeah.
that's very important. That's very important. So I should have done that. Otherwise, I don't think I've done many good things. Also, I've taken very good decisions. Getting married to the right woman is very important. Your marriage is very important
Yeah.
to succeed. Otherwise, life can be miserable. And she's done a good job bringing up 3 kids, all 3 boys. You can approve.
Yeah.
And getting the right partner in Dubai,
Is an extremely important choice.
who has been with me in thick and thin.
Yeah.
If I have to give advice, I would say learn to live with uncertainty, unpredictability. It is, if you do not know how to manage uncertainty, learn to avoid failure, at least manage failure.
Yeah.
These things are very important. Very important.
You've had phenomenal success raising 3 very successful men, all amazingly well educated, all in their own right doing very well in their business. I'd love some parenting advice. I have children who are quite a bit younger, and I realize that for me at least, parenting is a more difficult journey than running a business is. I'm second guessing myself a lot more often.
I would say I've been responsible for bringing up not only my 3 kids, but even the 4 sons of Mr. Abdullah Al-Shirawi as a team.
Brilliant.
They have, I have some say in their life. And they've done a very good job. But going back to your parenting advice, okay, first advice for parents.
Yeah.
Once you are given your children, brought them up well, given them wings, let them fly. Don't try to cage them.
Yeah, I see too many successful parents who are overbearing on their children and they never give them space. And you've given them tremendous space.
Tremendous space. Fly. Stay on your own. Have a separate business, separate investments. Just let them be.
And when
unless they have wrong mistakes. Unless they're wrong habits. Otherwise, okay.
Yeah.
So you give them wings to fly. Don't try to cage them. One of my best books, which I like, a very thin book, small book, which I use as a reference guide whenever I want some advice. I open up that book. You must have read it. You must be knowing Prophet by Khalil Gibran.
Yeah.
That is my reference book.
Yeah.
Somebody,
beautiful.
my professor told me, you buy this book, I'll always refer to this. So once you have given them the wings, let them fly.
When you think about prioritization between family and business, because your family is in the business, let's say one of your sons or one of Mr. Shirawi's sons is consistently losing money in his or her, in his business, in this case, they're all sons. On one hand, you want your son to have work and to be involved in the business. On the other hand, the business is suffering. Obviously that scenario has not happened because all the sons are still there. But how would you have dealt with something like that?
No, it has happened. Some verticals have made losses.
Yeah.
That's fine. Question is, why has the loss occurred?
Yeah.
As long as we know the reason, it's fine. That's the advantage of a family business,
Sure.
that you have to carry each other.
Okay. Yeah.
And everything is very fair. All the boys, they have cross shareholding in all the companies. So nobody is really envy that so and so is making extra profit.
They're all benefiting from each other's successes.
They try to support and they try to bring the businesses up.
Amazing. And I assume their competencies are different too.
True, yeah.
And you just accept that as a group, that we're here for the benefit of the families. And, if someone is not as competent, maybe we don't, we accept that and make sure the whole business continues to succeed. I want to go back to sort of, this trial by fire from a very early age. So you're an 8-year-old refugee. My father was also a refugee at age 9. And I think, there's almost intergenerational trauma there. Yes. Because even though I wasn't a refugee, that story of a refugee father formed a lot of how we think about life and what we focus on. But, one of the questions I've been asked often is, if you could speak to your younger self, if you could speak to your 15-year-old self, what advice would you give that 15-year-old self? And so, now that you've had a journey that obviously started off really hard, but has become a lot easier with time, if you could find that kid again and and have a few words with him, what would you tell him?
If I have to reply to this question, now I have to compete with AI.
But I'm interested because obviously you remember who you were back then.
I also believe in reverse mentoring.
Yeah.
I take advice from the second generation and the third generation. See, because they know something which I don't know. Mm-hmm. What I know now, they can refer to AI. But what they know, I don't know. So I also believe, you are asking me the other way, I believe in reverse mentoring.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to...
Having the young people tell us what to do.
Yeah. You see, my responsibility is to not only transfer wealth, but also transfer wisdom and experience. Mm-hmm. The transfer of wisdom and experience is underrated.
Yeah.
Transferring wealth is not difficult. It's not difficult. So before you transfer wealth, or at the same time, while you are transferring wealth, you also transfer your wisdom and experience. It's very important.
Your success has also been a mirror of Dubai's success. And I think when I look at the diversity of people who are successful in Dubai, it's very unlike anywhere else in the Middle East. So you see every nationality making money here, every nationality making a home here, every nationality leaving multiple generations here. Tell me a bit about your experience with what makes Dubai special, and because it is a special place, but we all experience it in different ways.
Well, I came here 55 years back.
Yeah.
50 years back, I used to tell all my friends, everybody, that don't bet against Dubai. Dubai is blessed.
Yeah.
Dubai, I would add also UAE to it. Dubai is a one-horse race.
Yeah.
it will win. There will be fluctuations, there'll be ups and downs, but don't go against Dubai. That has been my mantra, that I will not go against Dubai. I'll go all the way with Dubai.
And and why? Why is it so blessed? Why is it so successful?
It is blessed. I don't know why, but for sure it's blessed.
Yeah.
For sure it's blessed, and you can see it. I mean, proof of the pudding is in eating. You can see it.
Yeah.
And but some people have recently come into Dubai, maybe because it's a tax haven, it's easy to place, safety or whatever. So many reasons, but people who have been there and believed in Dubai have done very well.
Yeah. So Dubai is a city that's always moving forward, always looking ahead, always growing, and always ambitious. But for those of us who've been here for a long time, there's always a bit of nostalgia about some things in old Dubai that they miss. Yeah. And there's also excitement about the future. Maybe you can paint some of the things that you're nostalgic about when you think about Dubai.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, Dubai was a small city. You knew everybody in town. You will walk on the road. Everybody will know you. You will say hi to everybody. Yeah. It was fun. It was, although things were difficult, but it was fun. I mean, we used to enjoy that small Dubai also. But you had to grow with Dubai. You had to grow with Dubai. I mean, Dubai after 1991, after the Kuwait crisis, has not seen a bad year till 2008.
And then it bounced back so quickly, even after that.
And then COVID.
Yeah.
COVID also, I got involved in the business more than necessary, but more to give emotional strength to the group. It was not financial, it was more emotional. I mean, people thought we were going to die. One thing we have always focused on investing in productivity. We have never stopped investing in productivity.
And can you explain what that means?
Means whether, say during COVID, many people stopped investing in that. They thought they were going to die. But I always encouraged all the CEOs. I said, don't stop investing in new machines or saving costs. Don't stop now because COVID will pass. They said, no, but suppose everybody's dying. I said, if everybody's dying, then we don't have to pay the banks. I said, but keep investing. So we never stopped investing. We never stopped investing even during the Kuwait crisis. When people left, my partner told me, as I told you, my partner told me that, look here, if Saddam is going to come here, he's going to come here.
And I think that's the story of even the city that I've heard so many stories about, for example, the various crises. Sheikh Mohammed was still buying planes for Emirates Airlines when everyone thought, what are you doing buying planes? This is the worst time. And needless to say, the world turned around, and the fact that they had such a great fleet.
Sheikh Rashid, when he was building Jabal Ali Port, 100 berths. We had Port Rashid, 16 berths. Only 8 were busy, 8 were empty.
And still had the vision too.
Yeah. So when my partner asked him, he said, why are you doing this? Because he was very friendly, very casual with everybody. He said, you will see one day, this Jabal Ali Port, Dubai will fly. Remember me that time.
Yeah.
I still remember his words.
It's amazing. Mr. Valrani, you're an absolute inspiration. I've learned so much from you today. I love your focus on transparency, on building really amazing institutions that outlast you, on keeping the family centered, and doing it not just once, but twice in your life, and not just in one business, but across dozens of them. And you've lived multiple lives in one, and you make us super proud. And I know where Naveen and Sumit and Kabir all get their amazing intellect, charm, and capabilities from. And thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you.